Hi, it's Amanda from Livingston Public Library, here sharing with you a story time. Before we begin, let's get rid of our wiggles. Wiggle fingers, wiggle so, wiggle high and wiggle low, wiggle left, wiggle right, wiggle fingers out of sight. Now there's no more wiggles left in me, so I can sit as still as can be. Our first book is called Penguin in Love, written and illustrated by Selena Yoon. One day, Penguin was looking for love. What's this? Instead, he found a mitten. It was a mystery. No fingerprints or tracks. Penguin asked Grandpa if it was his. No, Penguin, I like to wear hats. Penguin searched for its owner. Emily was missing a bead, but not a mitten. Isabel was missing a slipper, but not a mitten. Oliver was missing the sun, but not a mitten. Penguin wondered who had knitted such a fine mitten. Meanwhile, Penguin's friend Bootsy was busy knitting cozies. These snout cozies will keep you toasty. Thank you, said the seals. Knitting warmed her lonely heart. Penguin was busy knitting too. There, now this mitten has a mate. Just then a couple of puffins from out of town flew down. Hello, are you knitting a bill cozy? Asked the shivering puffin. Do you mean this? Yes, I dropped mine passing through. The puffin beamed with delight when Penguin gave it to him. So cozy, so colorful. Thank you, said the grateful lovebirds. The puffins hatched a secret plan to help the penguin find his own perfect match. Goodbye. What a perfect pair, thought Penguin. This bill cozy will make a nice hat, he said to the seal pup. Wait here and I'll knit you a scarf. On the other side of the ice, a cold visitor asked Bootsy for a favor. Could you knit me a sweater? Asked the whale. This was a big job, but Bootsy wanted to try. When Bootsy reached for her basket, all her yarn was missing. Oh my! Penguin noticed his knitting box was empty too. Oh no! The penguins went on a search. Hi, Penguin. Hi, Bootsy. Have you seen my yarn? Asked Bootsy. No, said Penguin. I'm missing mine too. Penguin and Bootsy set off to unravel the mystery together. Look, a clue. Just what I was looking for. Oh, look, they're going to follow the yarn. As they looked, they knitted for warmth. They knitted for fun. What a lovely kite. They knitted for comfort. I heart my curtains. They even knitted for friends along the way. Row, row, row your flow gently out to sea. Why aren't you humming? Because we are not hummingbirds. Go with the flow, I say. Merrily, 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 floating happily. And this made Penguin and Bootsy very happy until a blizzard came and blew the penguins apart. Oh no! Their journeys were long and lonely. Bootsy followed the trail through the rain and snow and dreamed of better days. I hope I will see you again, thought Penguin, as he laid out a sign for Bootsy to find. What did he leave? Oh, if you look at the yarn, he made a B, O, O, T, S, Y. Bootsy! They knitted peak to peak as the trail of yarn went on and on. They pulled themselves up higher and higher. Finally, oh, look at that. Two of the mountains have hats, and one of them has a scarf on. They reached the very top. Penguin and Bootsy had pulled right into each other's hearts. Lovebirds at last, say the puffins. And together, love was a big adventure. Oh my, the whale has the sweater that they wanted. Do you think that Bootsy and Penguin made it together? That was a very big job. Raise your hand if you think that Penguin and Bootsy made the sweater together. Okay, put your hands down. Now raise your hand if you think Penguin made the sweater for Whale. Okay, put your hands down. Raise your hand if you think Bootsy made the sweater. Okay, very good. What a great story. The end. Yay!
I have a flannel board to share with you. It's called The Kitten and the Lost Mitten. My poor little kitten has lost her mitten and started to cry. Boo-hoo! So I helped my kitten to look for her mitten, her beautiful mitten of blue. I found a mitten just right for my kitten under my mother's bed. But alas, the mitten was not the right mitten, for it was... What color is that? That's right, red. And we're looking for, yes, a blue mitten. We need to look again. I found a mitten just right for my kitten under my father's pillow. But alas, the mitten was not the right mitten, for it was... What color? Yes, yellow. And we're looking for what color? Bright blue. I found a mitten just right for my kitten on the hand of my brother's toy clown. But alas, the mitten was not the right mitten, for it was... What color? Yes, brown. And we're looking for what color? That's right, blue. I found a mitten just right for my kitten under the laundry so clean. But alas, the mitten was not the right mitten, for it was... Yes, that's right. It was green. And what color do we need? That's right, blue. I found a mitten just right for my kitten under the kitchen sink. But alas, the mitten was not the right mitten, for it was... That's right, that mitten is pink. And what color do we need? That's right, blue. I found a mitten just right for my kitten inside my favorite shoe. Oh, look at this mitten. What color is it? That's right. And is that the color we're looking for? Yes. And this mitten was the right mitten because it was blue. Oh, thank goodness we found the mitten for my kitten. And now my kitten's happy. Good job. The end. Yay!
This story is called Harold Loves His Woolly Hat. Written and illustrated by Vern Koski. Harold loves to wear his woolly hat. Oh, look, each of the snowmen that he made, or maybe they're snow bears actually. Each of the snow bears he made, each one of them has a hat, just like Harold. Even in the summertime, he wears it when he goes to school. He wears it when he goes to sleep. Harold even wears his woolly hat when he takes his monthly baths. When Harold wears his woolly hat, he knows he is a special bear, different from all the other bears. Then one day, a crow swoops down and steals Harold's woolly hat. Now I look just like all the other bears, thinks Harold. How will anyone know that I am a very special bear? Harold has to win back his woolly hat. He gathers up some wriggly worms and says to the crow, "Let's trade." The crow swoops down and takes the worms and flies them to its nest. "Now please give me back my woolly hat," shouts Harold. But the crow only replies, "Caw-caw, caw-caw." So Harold tries to make another trade. "Here are some tasty blueberries for you." The crow swoops down and takes the berries and flies them to its nest. "Now please give me back my woolly hat." Again, the crow just replies, "Caw-caw, caw-caw." "What a greedy little crow," growls Harold. "I'll never win back my woolly hat." Then he remembers his secret collection of shiny things. "Here you go, you mean old crow. I've got the perfect trade for you." The crow swoops down and takes the things and flies them to its nest. Do you think it's going to give back the woolly hat? Let's see. "Now will you give me back my woolly hat?" Once more the crow only replies, "Caw-caw, caw-caw." There's just one thing left for Harold to do. He hides behind a rock and waits until the crow flies away. Then he sneaks over to the tree, climbs up, up, up to the tippy top and sees What do you think's in the nest? Do you have any guesses? Oh, those are some great guesses. Let's turn the page and find out. 3 baby crows. Oh, look, they're so cute. And it looks like they're using the hat as a blanket. Harold tucks the crows in tight, then quietly climbs down from the nest. Even without my woolly hat, he whispers, I'm still a very special bear. Oh, look, he's taking some honey. A helpful bear named Harold. Oh, look, he's giving it to the crow who's going to take it to the baby birds. What a nice thing to do. Wow, look, the little baby birds are starting to fly. And Harold and the crow are watching them together. I guess they're friends. Wow, what a great story. The end. I have a flannel board story to share with you based on the book Froggy Gets Dressed by Jonathan London, illustrated by Frank Rumkowitz. It was cold. Froggy woke up and looked out the window. Snow, snow, he sang. I want to play in the snow. Go back to sleep, Froggy, said his mother. Don't you know? Frogs are supposed to sleep all winter. Wake up when the snow melts. No, no, cried Froggy. I'm awake, awake. I want to go out and play in the snow. So, Froggy put on his socks. Zup, zup. Pulled on his boots. Zup, zup. Put on his hat. Zwat. Tied on his scarf. Zwit. Tugged on his mittens. Zum, zum. And flopped outside into the snow. Flop, flop, flop. Froggy, called his mother. What? Yelled Froggy. Did you forget to put something on? Froggy looked down. Oops, cried Froggy. I forgot to put on my pants. He flopped back inside. Flop, flop, flop. Tugged off his mittens. Zum, zum. Untied his scarf. Zwit. Took off his hat. Zwat. Pulled off his boots. Zup, zup. He left his socks on and slipped on his pants. Zip. Then he pulled on his boots. Zup, zup. Put in his hat. Zwat. Tied on his scarf. Zwit. Tugged on his mittens. Zum, zum. And flopped back outside into the snow. Flop, flop, flop. Froggy, called his mother. What? Yelled Froggy. Did you forget to put something on? What do you think? What do you think he forgot? Oh, could be. Let's find out. Froggy looked down. Oops, he cried. I forgot to put on my shirt. And your coat, called his mother. He flopped back inside. Flop, flop, flop. He tugged off his mittens. Zum, zum. Untied his scarf. Zwit. Took off his hat. Swat. He left his pants, boots, and socks on, and buttoned up his shirt. Zut, zut, zut. Then he snapped on his coat. Znap. Put on his hat. Zat. Tied on his scarf. Zwit. Tugged on his mittens. Zum, zum. And flopped back outside into the snow. Flop, flop, flop. Froggy, called his mother. What? Yelled Froggy. Did you forget to put something on? Froggy looked down. He had on his mittens. He had on his scarf. He had on his coat. He had on his shirt. He had on his pants. He had on his boots. He had on his socks. He reached up. Yep, he had his hat on his head. What could be missing? What do you think? Do you have any guesses? Oh, yeah, that could be it. Oh, you think, okay, yeah, maybe. All right, let's find out. Your underwear, his mother laughed. Oops, cried Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. Poor Froggy. He flopped back inside. Flop, flop, flop. He tugged off his mittens. Zum, zum. Untied his scarf. Zwit. Unsnapped his coat. Snap. Unbuttoned his shirt. Zip. Unzipped his pants. Zip. Pulled off his boots. Zut, zut. Took off his socks. Zun, zip.
He left his hat on, and he slipped his long johns on with a zap of elastic. Then he put on one sock, zoop. He pulled on one boot, zip. He tugged on one mitten, zum. He started to tug on the other and let it drop and said, "I'm too tired." And he climbed in his bed and went back to sleep. Good night, Froggy. The end. Yay! Good story. Our last book is called The Mitten. Retold by James Allsworth. Once upon a time, there was a happy little boy who loved to play. Yes, he did. In the spring, he loved to climb trees and peek at baby birds. In the summer, he loved to chase golden butterflies. In the autumn, he loved to play in piles of golden leaves. And in the winter, he loved to play in the white, white snow. And every winter, because she loved him, the little boy's grandmother would knit him a great warm woolen hat that he could pull down over his little ears, a woolen scarf that he could wrap 2 times around his little neck, and a pair of warm woolen mittens for his little hands. And on the cold, cold day of this story, the little boy dressed himself warmly in his hat and his scarf and his mittens, and he went outside to play. He played and he played and he played. Uh-oh, as he's sledding down, look what happens. One of his mittens falls out of his pocket. But when at last he came inside, it was discovered that one of his mittens was lost. "Oh no," said the little boy. "Don't worry," said the grandmother. "We'll find it tomorrow. You've had enough of the cold for one day." And because she loved him, she made him a mug of steaming hot chocolate. In the meantime, just while the little boy was sipping his hot chocolate, a squirrel came along and saw the lost mitten lying on the snow. "Brrr," said the squirrel, "my toes are cold as ice. This mitten looks so cozy, and warm toes would feel so nice." So the squirrel crawled into the little boy's mitten to warm his toes. The squirrel found the mitten quite warm and very comfortable, and soon he was so nice and toasty in there that he fell sound asleep. But just then along came a rabbit. "Brrr," said the rabbit, "let me come in." "No room," said the squirrel, "go away." "Please," begged the rabbit, "my toes are cold as ice. Your mitten looks so cozy, and warm toes would feel so nice." "Oh, okay," said the squirrel, "you can come in." And the rabbit crawled in. It was a bit tight in there for two. Nevertheless, with a little budging over, they were able to manage. Very soon, they were nice and toasty warm, and they fell sound asleep. But just then, along came a fox. "Brrr," said the fox, "let me come in." "No room," said the rabbit. "No room," said the squirrel, "go away." "Please," begged the fox, "my toes are cold as ice. Your mittens look so cozy, and warm toes would feel so nice." "Oh, okay," said the rabbit. "Oh, okay," said the squirrel. "You can come in." And the fox squeezed in. It was really crowded in there now with 3. Nevertheless, the mittens stretched out enough, and soon they were nice and toasty warm. But just when they had fallen sound asleep, along came what animal? "You're right, a bear." "Brrr," said the bear, "let me come in." What do you think they're going to say? Oh, maybe. Oh, you think something else? Oh, that could be. All right, let's turn the page and find out. "No room," said the fox. "No room," said the rabbit. "No room," said the squirrel. "Go away." "Please," begged the bear, "my toes are cold as ice. Your mitten looks so cozy, and warm toes would feel so nice." "Oh, okay," said the fox. "Oh, okay," said the rabbit. "Oh, okay," said the squirrel. "You can come in." The bear squeezed and pushed, and squeezed and pushed, and squeezed and pushed, until, at last, he got himself in. It was very cramped in there with the 4 of them all squished together like that. Still, they were nice and toasty warm, and soon they all fell sound asleep. But just then along came a little mouse. "Brrr," said the little mouse in a teeny tiny voice. "Let me come in." "No room," said the bear. "No room," said the fox. "No room," said the rabbit. "No room," said the squirrel. "Go away." "Please," begged the little mouse, "my toes are cold as ice. Your mitten looks so cozy, and warm toes would feel so nice." "We can't," said the bear. "Too full," said the fox. "No way," said the rabbit. "Impossible," said the squirrel. "Go away." "Please," said the little mouse. "I'm just a little mouse." Do you think the mouse will fit? Let's see. "Oh, okay," said the bear. "Oh, okay," said the fox. "Oh, okay," said the rabbit. "Oh, okay," said the squirrel. "You can come in." And they all held their breath while the little mouse carefully squeezed into a teeny tiny spot. And for a minute all was well, until suddenly the bear and the fox and the rabbit and the squirrel all had to take a great deep big breath of air. And as they did, the mitten burst apart and spilled them all out onto the snow. Oh my. "What a shame," said the bear. "What a shame," said the fox. "What a shame," said the rabbit. "What a shame," said the squirrel. "Oh, it is," said the little mouse. "A terrible, terrible shame." And then one by one, the mouse, the bear, the fox, the rabbit, and the squirrel all went off to find another place to warm their toes. In the morning, the little boy and his grandmother went out looking for the lost mitten. Soon they came upon the bits and pieces of yarn lying on the snow. "What could have happened?" asked the little boy. "I have no idea," said the grandmother. "But don't worry, I can knit another." And because she loved him, that's exactly what she did. There she is knitting. Oh, what a great story. The end. Yay!
Those were some excellent stories. I had so much fun sharing them with you. Did you enjoy them? You did? Oh, that makes me so happy. Will you sing "If That You're Happy and You Know It" with me? You will? Great! If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet, stomp, stomp. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet, stomp, stomp. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet, stomp, stomp. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. Yay! Great singing. See you next time.